Hey, Minifash, 11th of December, 2023. Do pray you're well. There's a movie that came out recently that a whole bunch of people are talking about called Leave the World Behind. And there's a lot of interesting things in this movie. The deer that were placed everywhere before the opening of this movie. The opening of the movie was on 11/22 in theaters, which is the same number combination as 12/12. I don't know whether anything will happen or not. It's just these patterns that are evident to me. That's all. But in the movie, all the animals and GPS is screwed up and ships are ramming into the beach, which incidentally, the ship that rams into the beach is called the White Lion, which was literally the first slave ship to reach the colonies back in 1619, 404 years ago. So, is it saying that slavery is coming back to America? Remember a video or two ago I was talking about the money failing in Genesis 47? The famine with Joseph and the money failed? And the people all had to sell themselves into slavery for bread? Well, is this telling us the same thing? Is Obama's production outfit called Higher Ground, which is what you seek when you're trying to avoid a flood, right? You seek higher ground. And don't forget, he's also got another outfit called My Brother's Keeper, which was the smart aleck response that Cain gave to God regarding murdering his brother. So this is the kind of stuff Obama's connected to, as if you didn't already know that. But all I wanted to point out was, in the movie, all the ships and the animals and cars and everything are being drawn to this area. The ship crashes, the plane crashes, all these Teslas, hundreds and hundreds of Teslas, automatically just go to this location. Tesla. Think about that. This movie takes place on Long Island, on the north shore of Long Island, on the Long Island Sound. Get a load of this. Tesla, over 100 years ago, in 1904, built a tower called Wardenclyffe. That's what Tesla did. And that tower is literally right down the street from where this movie takes place, which is in this area right here. Right? So that line goes directly to New York City, goes right past the scene of Leave the World Behind. That's where the ship beached, right there. And all the Teslas are being drawn to this location. And don't forget, it was Trump's uncle who received all the Tesla papers and went through them all, and he shared some of that information with Donald.
Passed away impoverished in a seedy New York hotel room. After he died, the U.S. government confiscated his possessions.
Only Professor John Trump, who is with us today, did not stop there.
And he has some wild ideas, but I've checked a few of them, and they stood up. They were plausible and reasonable.
My uncle explained that to me many, many years ago, the power, and that was 35 years ago.
I am the chosen one.
Okay? In fact, this line from the Tesla Tower goes to Trump Tower, which seems to be a central point of a lot of interesting places in New York City. Tesla's Corner, right? 46th Street. Tesla's former laboratory was at number 46 Houston Street in New York before he moved it out to Wardenclyffe on Long Island, which also crosses perfectly over LaGuardia Airport as well, when the planes are crashing into Long Island during this movie. There's just some weird stuff, you guys. That's all I'm really saying. Tons and tons more connected to this. The fact that it was released on 11/22 in theaters, that's why I'm placing a time mark here at 12/12. It's the same number combination. And if you'll remember, Obama, back in 2014, made a comment about a nuke going off in Manhattan.
Russia's actions are a problem. They don't pose the #1 national security threat to the United States. I continue to be much more concerned when it comes to our security with the prospect of a nuclear weapon going off in Manhattan.
That was on March 25th, 2014, which was 9 years, 6 months, 6 weeks, and 36 days ago. So in essence, you're seeing a 96666. And you can take and do with that whatever you want. But a nuke in Manhattan occurs in this movie.
A nuclear weapon going off in Manhattan.
This guy did a clip on this guy here, and he's showing the scene of the nuke going off in Manhattan. And that looks to me to be right in the same area of the One World Freedom Tower, in which Obama signed the beam at the top with WWW. W is the 23rd letter. 23, 23, 23. We rebuild, we remember, we come back stronger. He's talking about this Nephilim spirit. They are emerging. That is what the restrainer is keeping back, is this flood of Nephilim, of Antichrist spirit, to just do what it wilt. You understand? I mean, there is a ton to do with this. The animals being drawn to that area. The animals were drawn to Noah. If you look in the account of Noah in the book of Jasher, chapter 6, it's the same account. It doesn't contradict our Bible. But God draws the animals to him to place them on the ark. You see what I'm saying? And the animals are all being drawn to this location, and all the Teslas being drawn to this location, and Tesla's Wardenclyffe Tower is right in the same location, basically. I'm just telling you guys, there's something really to do with this, and if anything else comes to me, I'll share it with you. The biblical references are uncanny to me. And remember, just like in the days of Noah, for 120 years he was warning the people of the world to repent and turn back to God. It's the same thing today. Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life, and no one goes to the Father but by him. So seek him diligently today. God bless each and every one of you. Peace and grace to you. Any fish.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God,